I'm sorry, what?
Salmon sperm.
He was injecting salmon sperm under his eye.
Very good.
Now, this is why you come out with the your body, your choice. Do I look younger?
Oh, you look scary. You look absolutely. Oh my.
See, this is what you will look like if you continue.
I will never look like that.
Right, let's do this.
Hello, you gorgeous people. Welcome to Let's Do This, the Arthur and Donal podcast. And I'm so excited because we're back in the studio.
We're back.
Yes.
We're back, baby.
I have to say, I prefer actually being in the studio, even though I love doing virtual because I know you love the virtual stuff. But I love being in the studio because I can actually touch you.
Yes,
I can
he
feel
keeps
you.
reaching over for me. Stop reaching over.
No, but it's good. It's good to be back.
It is good to
even
be
though
back.
it's good to do virtuals.
Yeah, no, it is nice. And it's good. And do you know what? It feels like we have not been in studio for a while.
I
So
know.
it's nice to be back and see what you're feeling like in real life.
Are you okay? Because
Sorry,
you
I'm slurring.
It's
It's the coffee. It's very early in the morning because it's a jam-packed day. I thank you to everybody who's arranged for an early record this morning.
Safari, everybody. What else did you do at the weekends?
Oh, what did I do on the weekend? I had a very chilled weekend because we were away, obviously traveling, but I kind of forgot it was like the extension of the Easter break. It felt like it went on forever.
I know.
The kids were like running riot, and so on Monday it was just so nice to have them back in routine, back into school. Yeah,
Yeah, because they had like a 2 weeks holidays. We were actually in Galway. We had an amazing day. Also, we were a little bit scared because
Sorry, I didn't ask.
What
did you do
I'm
on
actually
your
selling
weekend?
myself. Thank you for asking, Lisa. Thank you so much. No, we went to Galway because we were a bit scared that with all the traffics, it's going to be blocked.
Yeah.
But we were so lucky there and come back. It was absolutely nice and smooth. We had the most amazing
I
weekend.
would have
And
loved to follow your stories
No.
stuck in the fuel
because
protests.
you're evil. You are evil. We actually went to Galway. It was nice and smooth. Nothing happened. We had a great time. I had my sister-in-law Tara and her husband, and the boys were together. And I said to Brian, I think every time we go places, we're gonna take Tara and the boys, and it was
That's
so
what
good.
I know, because they have
It's like
people. They have people to play with.
100%. The kids were absolutely loving it, playing together. Harvey, JC, Blake, and Blue. They were so good together, and then we can have a proper dinner. So I was like, Tara and John, are you booked the next couple of weeks?
And how
to
were
go
they on the?
places?
Because it's a good 2-hour drive to Galway from Dublin. So
They were absolutely amazing, and I'm not lying to you. They were obviously, I'm gonna go back to this because we have a topic to talk about it. They were on the tablet a little bit, and then they stopped. They get bored on tablet in the car. They were singing. Blake loves this new song. It's called Angel by December 10. Keep singing Angel, Angel, Angel. Blue start joining it. They were actually very good. We stopped once to actually put the petrol in, the fuel, and then get a coffee. Yeah.
No,
the
fuel
irony.
protesting,
I know.
you squirrels.
No, but we had to. We were actually lucky where we stopped. They said there's not much left, but actually we were actually lucky to actually fill it up. And then no, it went absolutely nice. They were so good. I think they're so used to it because, as you know, every weekend we're doing something new. So every weekend we go places, and Blake and Blue are so used to this.
Okay.
So they slept also a little bit, and it was only 2 hours and 10 minutes. It wasn't that long.
No, it is. The drive to Galway is pretty quick. But I mean, I have to say, like, the country has been completely absorbed with the fuel
Oh my
protest.
God, I'm so sorry everybody's listening to the podcast. Something I know we don't know.
I don't know.
Losing his speech.
It's too early for me. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if you've been following it, but like it's something that is absolutely topical. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
What I did enjoy was the kind of the viral memes that came from it,
Oh my
because
God.
because there was one fuel protester who became like the heartthrob of the whole protest. I don't know if you saw this. This one guy who basically every woman in the country was trying to track down. Like there was these memes going around
I didn't see
of
it.
women who were kind of not interested in the fuel protest at all, but they just wanted to go and find that man. who was
No
good-looking.
way. Did we find him? Do we know
I'm
who he
sure
is?
that he's online. But
Stop.
obviously people were being interviewed about the protests and how it was going on. But of course, like in true Irish fashion, as much as it's a very serious topic, of course we know how to take the piss alongside
No,
it.
you do.
So there was a little fella driving a lorry on O'Connell Bridge. There was the women who were chasing down this hot protester.
Was he a farmer?
He was a farmer.
Lots of
yeah.
hotty farmers, actually.
There you go.
So I have to say.
But then, it is amazing because I think like then Simon Harris put something up. He spoke about how the protests were going, and he was, when someone doesn't read the room, he just like he went in and said how disgraceful it was, and like if you like there was a poll taken, and like I think it's 56% of the population do support the fuel protest because they're the costs of living are just crazy. And Simon Harris put up this thing on his Instagram, and he was just like, I knew the minute I saw it he was going to be ripped to shreds, and he put it just like he did not read the room, and like basically said they were disgraceful and all. And look, there was good and bad from the protest. It needed to be done, but and people are paying attention because of it. So anyway, regardless, I think it's not the end of it. It's gonna keep coming. We're in the fuel crisis in the Middle East. Of course, this doesn't affect your weekend plans, though.
It does. Actually, this weekend I'm coming to you. Better have like an amazing food, because I'm going to be driving for an hour and a half to come to see you with the family. No, I'm still going to do a couple of things, but obviously the good thing is hybrid cars.
Right.
Because
so you're a hybrid car isn't going to get you through a protest. You're not going to break the line with a hybrid car.
There's no protest coming to
hold them and go, oh, sorry, actually this is a hybrid. I've no fuel in this car. They're only waving through ambulances, Arthur. They're not waving through hybrid cars.
That's so true. But I'm staying positive.
Okay.
There's nothing going to happen this weekend when we're coming to see you. Talking about kids, and our first topic is regarding tablets. So I read this, and nearly a third of kids can't use books when starting school and try to swipe them like iPhones.
Stop.
Yeah, have you heard that? No. So basically what's happening, lots of actually kids are starting school and they think the books are iPhones.
Okay.
That's how, because obviously
come on. No, I don't believe that.
And it says, staff also report that around 28% of children started school unable to eat and drink independently, and 25% had difficulty with basic life skills. Staff estimated they are spending 1.5 hour a day changing nappies or helping children who are not toilet trained. So I did try to shame parents here. And also the tablets. Again, I'm coming back to this. I've read this a little bit and I'm like, I think people are trying to shame the parents again. Every parent is so different. Again, the schools, I remember when Blake started school, she had to be trained as a nappy trained. So she had to go to toilet and she had to be trained with eating and asking questions. What if sometimes kids are a little bit delayed to speak?
Yeah.
So is that a reason to not send the kids to school? That's what I couldn't understand really. And also the iPhone things. If you want to give your iPhone or iPad, stop shaming the parents. I'm back to that. And it's a massive topic happening actually on internet, people talking about it. And I think coming from the schools, that they wanted kids to be trained everything before they start school.
It's hard because, I mean, look, it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. And I think particularly for parents, there is a lot of pressure already beginning when you start school, because it's always scary 100%. To send them off.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, there are things that you have to kind of make sure that they are somewhat prepared for. But when it comes to tablets, I have strong opinions on this.
You do.
Because
you do.
It is the easiest thing to give them the tablet, and it is the easiest thing to give them the iPad. But I have to fight with so we have a 6 and 8-year-old, and they are obsessed with the screens. And I do remember way back when we were in Los Angeles, and we were in the throes of trying to move the house, get over to Ireland, COVID, the whole nut and yards. And I remember Noah just sitting in front of the TV, and I remember we couldn't do anything but give him a screen to keep him occupied. You just physically, like a child will constantly be at you unless you're. So I do remember how addictive it can be, and it's funny because I see it now when he's a little older. He sits and will space out to the TV in a way that Ollie doesn't as quickly. Ollie still has that sort of independent play, but what I would say is that we try it is amazing. So on a weekend I will give them the iPad and they play Minecraft in creative mode. They do, they'll watch some stuff, but you have to control it. There has to be a limit on that. My opinion is there has to be a limit on it, because they will sit, and I have seen this, they will sit and watch it from 9 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock unless you put parameters in place.
And this is what I'm going to say. Actually, my sister-in-law Tara said at the weekend, Blake and Blue, they watch a little bit and they get bored, because what's happening, she said, the reason it's happening because you say no to them.
Yeah.
You never say no. We're always saying, do you want the iPad? And actually, we challenging kind of. Brian and I will challenge the girls. Do you want the iPad? They say yes or no. If they want it, I'm going to give a couple of minutes, and then always, if I say 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and then they give me the iPad.
Yeah.
We never have to fight with iPads.
Really?
Like even in Galway, not once, the boys were a little bit more on the iPad than the girls because Blake and Blue always also love reading. They love the books and also they want to play. They want to be active. We know Blake loves singing and dancing. So we entertain them in a different way. But because we're not saying no,
Yeah.
they're all bored. Tara said, actually, I can see the girls are bored because it's not restricted. And I think maybe that's like a reverse psychology.
Yeah, reverse
Do you know what I mean?
psychology,
Because
yeah.
we're saying, here we go.
Yeah.
More we're giving, more they're like saying no. It's, I think when you're saying no, it's the unknown. You know, when you say no. And I think that's what's happening. They're like resilience. They're like more rebellious. Like, no, I want the iPad.
But it's the fascinating. I mean, look, we all know the issues with our iPhones. We're scrolling all the time. We're all addicted to that dopamine hit that you get from an iPhone. And it's the same. It's literally the same for kids. Like I'll see because you'll put the timer on and I say, okay, 15 more minutes and then it's time to turn it off. But like they need that space between turning it off and
100%.
Because there's like this awful moment where you see them, like their face is red because they're like so engrossed in what's happening. And there needs to be that come down time before you go on to some other topic. The one tip I will always give is that like in restaurants, because our first thing with kids, with our boys was always, we didn't want them on iPads in restaurants. That was just something that we had. And look, everyone's different. Everyone does their own version. But our biggest tip on that was to bring coloring pens and paper. And it's amazing how much time that will fill. Like that, at least 15 minutes you'll get out of that. And then fine, give them something else. But always have something
different,
tangible and something that they can
and
do.
like you said, actually, it's very good because some of the restaurants where you go for kids, they have the coloring. They have so which is great. They're very entertained. I'm not going to lie. We do give the iPad to the girls.
I know, I've seen.
No, but then after a while, they get bored.
Yeah.
They're eating their food. They get bored. Because Blake's now using the headphones. She doesn't watch actually the iPad without headphones. She's engrossed with her headphones. And after a while, she's finishing. But there's a little tip I give you to everybody. Alexa is our savior. We always say, Alexa, 5 minutes for the iPad. Once Alexa goes, do-do-doom, Blake knows it's finished.
Yeah.
It's like actually
The timer.
The timer. It works.
And it also means that
works.
it's not you telling them.
Exactly. And
It's
she
Alexa.
loves Alexa. I swear to God. Like because she now talks to Alexa. Alexa, play this. Alexa, play that.
Yeah.
She loves it. But the timer is number one things in our household. Like even getting dressed in the morning, we're breakfast, and then Blake will have to get dressed. 5 minutes. I'm like, Alexa, 5 minutes. And guess what? After 5 minutes, she's getting dressed.
Yeah.
Without any
But
problems.
you know, that is... do you know Mel Robbins? Have you heard of Mel
Yes,
Robbins?
I love Mel
So
Robbins.
she has the book Let Them Theory, but her biggest, and it's so funny because, like, as adults, we should know better and we should just get on with our lives. But she has this thing of, like, if you know the way when you're stuck in bed in the morning and, like, you might be scrolling and
No, that's never happened.
that never happens to you, but I struggle from that and I have to, like, get myself going. And she has this thing of, like, counting backwards from 5, like, if you're gonna, you know, when you're in the shower and you can't wrap it up and you go 5, 4, 3, and so I do that all the time. Like we're filming new recipes for Duns at the moment. This week I've been doing like 15 new recipes, and it's so physical because you're up and down, moving around, changing things, and when I do sit down, I find it hard to get back up again and get going because I'm like so wrecked. And so I do the 5, 4, and then because they say we're ready to go, and I'm ready to go. Is this ridiculous? Is this
No,
like I'm
do you know what? Can I say something?
Feels
That's a
little
good
ridiculous.
thing. No, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, I was in the car and I did a story. What's happening lately to me? I don't know if people can relate to this. You know, you're doing errands, and then you go to the car, and instead of start driving, I have to be somewhere else.
Didn't even know it was Halloween.
It's coming soon. I have to be somewhere else. So I find myself and then scrolling for 10 minutes, and then I was like, Arthur, I need to stop that. I need to stop. When I'm going in the car, start the car and go to your next location. But I end up 5-10 minutes looking at the phone.
You need to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method.
Do you think?
Yeah, try it there.
Let me try. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now we're on to the next topic. See? Next location. We're all talking about anti-aging. Catherine Thomas has a fabulous new show about anti-aging.
Absolutely.
What's this all about?
Amazing.
It feels like you and Brian definitely subscribe to this stuff already.
It's actually Catherine just said that actually she's the most probably tested woman in Ireland because she's done everything for the show. I think First of all, don't ever judge anybody whoever wants to do anything. I'm going to start by saying,
Hang on, let me get that into my head. Don't judge anybody about anything.
no, don't judge anybody about whatever they want to be done to their faces, to what are their bodies.
Okay.
Your body's your own. If you want to do something,
Your body, your choice.
Oh, I love that. Your body, your choice, your prerogative.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. And I love what Catherine is doing. It actually is tasting so many different things because there's so much going on. Even Brian was doing the salmon sperm, injecting under his eyes.
I'm sorry, what?
Salmon sperm.
He was injecting salmon sperm under his eyes.
Very good.
Now, this is why you come out with the your body, your choice. Everyone can do whatever they want to do. And sorry, you expect me to not comment on the fact that your husband is injecting salmon sperm into his face.
Works. It
What do
works.
you mean it works?
Actually, you can benefit under your eyes. That will actually help.
I need to.
You will definitely benefit.
Sorry, I'm sorry. How do you find out that salmon sperm is the solution to anti-aging?
Well, you need to read. I'm not really into the logicality. How about salmon sperm? Simon? It's salmon sperm.
Simon sperm.
That's a different show, everybody. That's a different show. But no, actually, Catherine Thomas said at 47 years old has not yet opened up a facelift. So she never actually opted for facelift, deep plane or otherwise. However, she does confess to twice yearly Botox injection in her forehead.
So
And the
Catherine
doctor-
Thomas,
she
who has
confessed
this new RT show.
Yes.
This is also Catherine Thomas, who was part of the Operation Transformation
Correct.
franchise for ages. We love Catherine, but so she has Botox
twice a year.
Twice a year.
But then her doctor kind of like shamed her, said, I think you need to go 3 times a year now.
Okay.
But they always say you have to start kind of a little bit earlier to prevent all the lines. Because, back in the day, when you saw someone who was 50, I thought, oh my God, like they could look 85. Like when you watch Golden Girls, right? Nobody looks like them anymore at the age. So everybody's want to age gracefully, but not too much done. So that's why they're saying you have to prevent all that starting a little bit earlier.
Okay.
And I think it's a great idea. Not too much. You don't want to start 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's too early. But there's certain consultation is very important.
Right.
Like I have to say, I removed a cyst from my nose. And
Is that what that was? Because I've slid into his DMs and I was like,
You
what is on your nose?
No, wait. Yes, thank God I removed it. There was a little ball here and I was like, you know what? It's aesthetic. I can see my face. Nobody can see it, but I can see that on my nose. So I removed it and then they did research. They're like, thank God you removed it. Could have been bad for like skin something. Anyway, and I had a little scar. So I went to see Dr. Paul Lumadoc and he advised me to remove the scar because he said, Arthur, we can't see the scar. I was like, but I can see it. So it's right in front of my nose. So it's for me. It's not for Donal Skin, not for Lisa, but it's for me. And now I'm going to there's a laser treatment and Paul is doing it and it's going to remove my little scar. Even though you
I thought you were going to say he's going to remove your nose.
Well, I always want like a nose job. Maybe he can do that. But again, that's my choice.
Yeah.
I want to remove the scar, and that's going to couple of sections, and I'm going to remove the scar. It's going to be nice and smooth.
So this
Why
whole
not?
section of the podcast has been lined up so that you
From
can
my
talk
nose.
us
Exactly.
to.
My little scar.
This is what happened with Michael Jackson. He started off with one small surgery. And Arthur is going to go from his beautiful Armenian nose to a Michael Jackson-esque
No,
No?
I'm not doing. No, I was actually, ages ago, I was actually going to change my nose, but I give up. I was like, I'm going to embrace my Armenian beautiful big nose.
We
I'm gonna
we
embrace
talk
it.
about your
I
beautiful
know it. I
Armenian
know you
nose
did.
so
Hence
much on
why
this
I'm saying-
podcast.
But back to the aging. I'm doing BBL. It's incredible for my face.
Brazilian butt lift.
No.
You're getting a Brazilian butt lift. A BBL. He's getting a Brazilian.
You are.
Stand up there and let's see your arse.
I have an Armenian ass. We love that. And also, I did the pen.
Hang on,
You
what?
know,
Sorry.
the pen.
No. Slow it down. Hang on. I just need to.
I don't know. That podcast is not long enough to talk about it.
I need to catch my breath. So we were talking about Catherine Thomas's
The show.
anti-aging.
Yes.
You are now
Doing
getting
all that.
all of it. So
It's not
you're-
injections.
and you're getting a nose surgery. You're
No, I'm
getting
getting removing my scar on my nose.
Okay. So what's a BBL?
BBL, it's actually cleansing your face, it's rejuvenating everything. I used to have redness.
Yeah.
And actually, it's cleansing the redness. And also, I did the needle pen is the best thing ever. It's actually cleansing your face. I have pictures before and after. The amount of little scar, the amount of little lines, it's actually cleansing. So instead of Botox, that's what I'm doing.
But like in 10 years' time, I'm going to be like a
You're going to look like
decrepit-
150 years
yeah.
old.
And
I'm gonna
beside
look like
me,
21.
I'm going to look decrepit and you're going to like sit over there with this
Yes.
porcelain skin.
Yeah. No, but I haven't done. Okay, I'm not going to be saying this because people think I have Botox. I never done Botox.
You've never done Botox?
Never done Botox. I never done anything else. Like I never had any big procedures on my face.
Okay.
Apart just like needling and the BBL things. But I'm not saying I'm never going to do it. That's going to be the norm, people talking.
But you know what?
That's
It
why I
is
love this show.
so common now. Like, I think
So common.
I know in a group of friends, I know at least 3 out of 6 who do Botox, who have something done, who regularly
wrong with
update. But I'm amazed at how prevalent it is. You know that they do these Botox parties. Have you heard about this?
No.
Where you go around.
Actually, no, I heard there's a parties, but
Yeah, so you have like a group of people around for a glass of
Girls,
wine,
yes.
and then the doctor comes in and starts
Botox.
shooting you up with Botox
that.
left, right, and centre.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's like a slumber party for a Botox party. I love it.
A slumber Botox party. You don't have to sleep over. You can just get your Botox and go.
But you can
Have
also
a glass
sleep
of
over.
wine.
Why not? Actually, when you're a little bit tipsy, you don't want to actually start jumping in the car and go. No, I'm also going to do my eyelids. You know,
Yeah.
my saggy eyelids. Instead of
Your
operation.
saggy eyelids.
Yeah, I have like saggy eyelids. I'm going to actually do that. I'm actually going to lift my eyelids, but instead of operation cutting it, there's a laser treatment.
Hang on.
You definitely need the hair.
Okay, I am going to confess.
Oh!
I'm going to confess to you now. So I haven't ever had anything done at all.
Well, we know that.
But
Yeah, we can see.
I have. I the only thing I am a little self-conscious of is my double
Do you know
chin.
you can remove that? Do you know you can remove that straight away?
I went in with my double, and I went into I think some place in Malahide. I went in with my double chin, and I was like, "Listen, come here to me.
That's all I see
I
now.
just like, is there
It looks so fake.
is there anything we can do about this tiny flap
Oh
of skin? Because
my-
I catch myself every now and then. And look, everyone's entitled to the things that
100%.
you can be comfortable in your own skin.
I'm
but
removing
there's
my scarf. You're removing your thing.
my
is
little
hanging there.
like
yeah.
little flap.
Yeah.
So I went into the place in Malahide, and I was like, "Listen, is there anything we can do about this little saggy bit of skin underneath my jaw?" She comes in with this cup, and apparently, unless you can fit the whole flabby sack of under in the cup, you're not. You can't get the thing. So so she went like this and put the cup under my chin and was like, "No, you're not a
Not big
candidate." So what I need to do is eat more cake.
So
I need to
saggy.
get really saggy here, and then I'll fit into the cup, and then they can inject it and freeze it
I
off.
never heard that.
Yeah.
I know you can remove that, but I never. Oh my god. Okay, I can definitely fit this cup under my. Oh my God. You look like prosthetics. It doesn't.
I am. I'm wearing a full prosthetic double chin. Anyway, but you know what? I was like, do you know what? Who cares?
Who
cares? And
Well,
like,
obviously you do because you.
obviously I went and tried to get rid of it.
It's like who cares, but obviously you do.
But there is, so on one side, there is one side where you're like, feck it. I don't like, and you know what? On the retreat recently, because I was like, you're going to be at a pool and you're not, you know, be topless.
Yeah.
Like, I am not in the best shape of my life right now. But but you know what? You get to a point where you're just like, feck it.
Why not?
Why
you know
not?
what? I'm actually fake. Like obviously I love my food, and I was actually even debating I'm gonna start doing the needle, the pen.
You're about to start doing
No,
the
I would
pen?
love to start doing it
Would
for my
you?
holidays. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start doing
But
it.
you've been doing it for months now.
Well, don't tell that. About
Don't drop that shit in here.
I am actually gonna do it. I really want to experience. Lots of people.
No, hang on a second.
No.
Okay. We are getting off topic. So
No, it's
firstly,
not. It's again, people do whatever you desire. If you want to do it, you can do it. I'm not advertising for people to do it, but I would love to experience that one because I.
what
love my
about
food.
going on a nice like cutting diet and then doing some exercise? You're just going to go straight to
I'm 46
pens.
this years, and I've been doing dieting all my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You heard it here first, folks. What diet worked for you?
sugar.
Sugar.
No, never send them. What I love about the show, don't judge anybody. If they want to do something, they do it because it's the norm. And lots of people are doing it without talking about it. But I think also it's going to go more and more. It's going to be the norm. People are going to be talking and nobody's going to be shamed.
But so fine about the shaming and all that. But do you not think that people are getting a bit too obsessed with how we look, how we like constantly are fixing and like take the double chin, for instance. Like, can't we just be the way we are and age gracefully?
Agree. But
Because can I just also say, one of the people that Catherine, I think, features in the show is a guy I've been following for a while, Brian Johnson, and he's basically a professional anti-aging expert.
Yes, yeah.
And he spends an absolute fortune. Like, he's like cryogenic at this stage. He was showing how many pills before 9 a.m. he takes about 30 pills.
Yeah.
And then throughout the day he takes certain pills. And then he's doing all these treatments. And so every single step of his day is based on. But that's an obsession. To me, that's an obsession. And I do see what you're saying about like everyone can do what they want. And you're right, everyone can do what they want. But at what point are you just aging gracefully and living life and not obsessing about your image?
And now, who are we to judge him? If that makes him happy, why not?
Exactly.
Like, why not?
He
exactly. He does have the double chin. I rest my case.
He doesn't have a double chin.
I hear you because you see the extreme. Have you watched Botched? You know, like
No.
it's on. Oh my God,
What's
it's
that?
incredible. It's the two doctors. It's like people who have been botched.
Yeah.
They're going to the doctors and actually they have to remake them.
I'm just
like,
gonna sit like this now. Yeah.
And you see the people when extreme surgery and what's happening, and they have to reconstruct their bodies, their faces. Stop doing that.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to.
Oh my God.
Do I look younger?
No, you look scary. You look absolutely. You look. Oh my God.
See, this is what you will look like if you continue.
I will never look like that. Never in my life. Never. No, but again, who are we to judge what they're doing? If that's make them happy they should
Yes.
do it.
If
Just be
you
careful.
feel like putting your double chin in a cup and freezing it off, you do you, baby.
Everybody is talking about it's gonna be the biggest biopic ever. Well, I'm hoping. Michael Jackson.
Michael.
I'm gonna
you
call
mean
him
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Michael.
Michael.
I'm gonna
say
first time
Michael Jackson.
Oh no, but
Remember,
it's
I told you I was
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So like,
Everywhere.
okay, now I am a Michael Jackson fan, and I do.
Me
do-
too.
But you know what? I kind of think I'm more interested in like the like all of the documentaries, all of the things. And my phone at the moment, because the Michael Jackson movie is out there at the moment.
And it's everywhere.
It is and so every second video on my For You page on Instagram and TikTok is a Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah.
And now what I would say is this movie is obviously constructed by the Jackson family. They've got the blessing
Actually,
of Jermaine.
Michael Jackson's played by his nephew Jafar Jackson.
Yes.
That's amazing, actually.
It is, but they have completely glossed over the awkwardness of the 90s and all of the sort of dodgy court cases and
That's why
payments.
actually Paris, the Paris Jackson saying, a big reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are going to love it. So she doesn't really want to get involved. She's speaking out to the camera saying it. She doesn't want to say much because people are going to love no matter what. But I think maybe she's disagreeing with some things, what's happening. It's her dad fandom, what's happened, etc. So maybe she, like you said, it's glitterized, would you say that?
glamorized.
Glamorized?
Glitterized was nice too.
Glitterized.
But no,
So maybe she's not agreeing because it's not maybe the real. I don't know. I'm actually so excited to see the movie.
I am excited to see it because I think the thing, and from what has been said so far, Jafar Jackson, who has never acted before,
No.
this is the first role. And he has basically dedicated the last 2 or 3 years to perfecting every dance move, recreating every move and movement. So what I would say is this is down the line of the Elton John biopic, the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, that was it.
Same producer as
Same
far as I
producer,
know.
okay.
But look, Michael Jackson has this enduring popularity. He will always be popular. The music, and it is, separating the man from the music is often quite hard for people considering what went on during his life. However, you cannot deny that man was incredibly talented. There was, I was watching, and because now my phone is basically
Oh my God, the
a Michael
algorithms like
Jackson.
Michael,
Yeah.
100%.
But watching him compose, like there's interviews where he speaks about how he comes up. He came up with the Billie Jean bit, and he's beatboxing how he came up with it, and it's like unbelievable because and I've seen clips of him instructing his backing singers on how to kind of hit notes. It is amazing. Like he was a genius when it came to music. But I am just like, my phone has been taken over.
I'm just very excited to see how actually going to translate. So I hope there's some inside stories that we never heard also. I don't know about his life, but I'm looking forward to it. And I'm very, very intrigued how Jafar actually gonna.
And obviously this is a very close topic for you, considering you were nearly one of Michael Jackson's backing dancers.
2009, that's right.
2009.
2009, I was actually meant to be opening for his 50 shows in O2 Arena. So we were meant to be actually dancing, opening his show, but obviously he passed away. So I remember I was in New York when I got the news that we're not doing it because he just passed away. Yeah.
Now, can I just say that because I've been down the rabbit hole of Michael Jackson lore on my phone, there was a clip of when he announced those two. So it was in 2009.
Yeah.
He died within a month
Within a month.
before
Was
he
it
was
2
about to
months? Yes,
start
something.
the
I
tour.
remember Dermot O'Leary, he actually
So
launched
that's what I
that.
was going to say.
Yeah.
So you've ruined that story now because I was. But
Okay, take two.
So I was watching the clip of him announcing the tour in London's O2 Arena, and who pops up but only Dermot O'Leary?
Yes.
And Dermot O'Leary was there to kind of like tell the crowd and announce it.
Yeah, he
But
was
that's incredible.
the MC to present like there's going to be 50 shows. This is exactly what's
The
going to
next
happen.
time I'm on this morning, that is the first topic I'm going to be chatting to
Oh my
Dermot
God!
about.
You
I
know,
was like,
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's legendary. He actually introduced Michael. To
so
come
before
say hello.
Michael gets up and talks about the tour, he pulls Dermot O'Leary across to him and he whispers something in his ear.
Oh my God,
And
you need
I
to
want to
find
know.
out.
I'm going to ask Dermot O'Leary,
Oh.
what did Michael Jackson say to
You
you?
have to find out what he says.
Yeah.
I think I have the email still from Paul Roberts, who was the choreographer, and I was meant to be assisting, and we were meant to be, there's lots of dancers to open, and it never happened, and I kept that email to forever and ever and ever.
Well, can I just let you in on some more Michael Jackson, Donal skiing
Yes,
lore?
please. Oh my God.
We, at the time of Michael Jackson's death, we were in a band called Industry, and we
Number
just
one single.
had our first number one single, My Baby's Waiting, and it went number one, I think, the week before Michael Jackson died, and of course, the next week.
He beat you. You've been
Like,
beaten
Nobody,
in a chart.
nobody was talking about My Baby's Waiting by Industry. It was all Michael Jackson. But we actually, fully enough, we went number one in Ireland. And then we were in Los Angeles for meetings, and we actually were there. So when Michael Jackson died, we were in Los Angeles, and we actually went to where everyone was going and gathering,
Yeah.
and we went to see like, it was unbelievable the amount of people who were gathered around his house.
God, I
We
can
went and
imagine.
saw it, and it was
Neverland.
no, not Neverland.
Oh,
He was out of Neverland at that stage. I think he hadn't sold it, but he was living somewhere, I think, in the hills, Hornby Hills in Los Angeles. And we were in Los Angeles, and we couldn't believe, like, firstly, we were celebrating that we'd gone number one, and then obviously Michael Jackson died, which was terrible news, and we were in Los Angeles, and we went and saw where everyone was grieving, and like, it was a really somber feeling, like, around the death.
He was so loved. How weird. You were in LA and I was in New York, and I went to Harlem to Apollo Theater, where he actually performed his first ever performance as a solo. And I remember there was a massive wall we have to sign. I have the pictures. We're one of the first people, and there were no one hardly signed. And now obviously became so iconic.
Okay.
You know, Apollo Theater.
Yeah.
I was with my friends, my best friends Julia and some of our other friends. We went there straight away because obviously you get the news. You're in New York, the first place you go, Apollo in Harlem. Oh my God, packed. We're signing the big wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember. Oh my God, you were in LA.
I was in Los Angeles.
in New York.
But I do remember kind of like, it was a weird feeling, because like, there was a mass, and there was flowers, there was people in tears, there was
course.
candles. We went up kind of around 6 or 7 at night, and it was like, it was a straight. I was young at the time, so I was like, oh, we'll go over.
were a baby.
But yeah, it was an amazing thing, because I think they really went about celebrating. They had a huge, what was it? Like, it was his funeral. It was a celebration of his life. In the Staples Center, where he had been rehearsing for the This Is It tour.
Which is an incredible
Yeah.
movie. Actually, they turned that, because tour never happened.
Yeah.
So they made it into a movie, and you see him rehearsing. He was dancing more than the dancers.
Yeah, and
That's how professional
he was so, like, I know obviously he was struggling, and there was addiction with drugs and all sorts of things, but he was still
So honest
very
with
much
everything,
honest and very
100%.
clear. You could see that genius running through any time he was
100%.
performing. But yeah, so
He
you're
was
off to
so
see
loved.
you're off to see the movie.
I actually was meant to be going today. Is the premiere in Ireland?
Okay.
But I can't go because today I'm actually presenting an award for RTS, Royal Television Society.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't invited, and
no,
I didn't get your
so
sloppy
only
seconds
the-
either.
No, do you know what? I was gonna bring you as a +1, but I knew you were not gonna come, so I'm taking email.
Well, you couldn't have gone anyway, because you were presenting an award.
Well, I am going to the awards, so I'm gonna stand up presenting the awards for. I can't say breakthrough. Yeah,
So this is a television
Tonight.
award.
it's a Royal Television Society, and I'm presenting an award for breakthrough.
Oh, very good.
thank you
Who's
so much.
nominated?
I can't tell you.
Oh,
You have to listen
top
to the
secret.
podcast.
Top secret. What have we got coming up? We've got you're coming over for lunch this Sunday.
So I'm coming with girls and Brian. We're gonna go. What are you gonna cook?
Well, you know,
I know your wife's not there, so I said to Brian, I said, Sophie's going away. Donal Skin, 1 cup. And Brian
How
laughed.
dare you?
Yeah, no, I know you. You're probably gonna bring your mom, Liz, to help you with something.
How dare
probably-
you? I actually, do you know, can I just say,
Yes.
I parent solo very well. The issues are more when, like, I know Sophie's there and I'm like, oh, maybe I can do
That's
this.
actually a true
So
valid point.
When I'm in the mode of solo parenting, I'm on it. So you just watch this.
Guys,
space.
you have to watch my stories this Sunday to find out what's happening exactly.
Are you expecting a full meal? Do I need to do a full
100%.
Oh,
I even
Jesus.
said Blake and Blue said we're going to see Oli and Noah. They're very excited because they love playing together, and I hope that it's not going to rain because they love jumping on that
Oh
trampoline
yeah,
of yours.
yeah. We have a great trampoline in the
Oh,
garden at the
they
moment.
love that. Do you know what my dream is actually when we get our home? I want to do the trampoline in the ground.
Oh yeah.
So-
Though I worry that means that they fall over much easier.
How? They're on the ground. It's like a.
Well, that's true.
they can't fall.
The current trampoline we have is.
They're going to overhead.
No, but there's like a hole, so Ollie's fallen out at least 3 times. Like the fact that he hasn't broken an arm at this stage. But
Exactly.
trampolines are lethal.
They are.
They are
Yeah.
lethal.
No
They're great
shoes on
fun.
trampoline.
Oh, no
Every time because as a dancer, when we're doing trampoline showcases, you can't have shoes because you can actually twist your ankle because you're not stable enough when you're jumping with shoes. Always take your shoes on trampoline.
Never knew that now.
Yeah, never. Technically, if you read the instructions, don't wear shoes on a trampoline.
Well, this weekend, Arthur will be performing on the trampoline with no shoes. And I look forward to taking a video. Can you do any tricks on a trampoline? As a dancer? Like,
I can, but your trampoline is too small. It's so tacky.
I have a huge trampoline.
No, I can't
It's
even.
way bigger. My trampoline is much bigger than yours.
No, it's exactly the same trampoline.
No, it's not.
Okay, we're gonna measure.
Fine.
And then we.
Tune in next week when we've finally found out who has a bigger trampoline. Wow, this podcast has really reached new heights. Anyway, this has been lovely to catch up with you. I'm very, very busy, so I have to leave now.
As always.
As always.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.